From privacy to permission, the rise of behavioral economies, social credit systems. Welcome back. I'm Adeline Atlas, 11 times published author, and this is the Social Credit and Surveillance series. In a world once grounded in the right to privacy, we're facing a shift. Privacy is no longer a given right. It's a commodity that is bought, sold, and often lost in the digital age. We used to have control over our personal information, our data, and how it was used. But as technology evolves and platforms grow more sophisticated, privacy is being eroded. Instead of protection, we are offered a trade-off: our data for access. This shift is happening in real time. When we log into social media platforms, browse websites, or even make simple transactions online, we unknowingly give up our privacy in exchange for convenience. But here's the real kicker. We're not just giving up our privacy. We're losing our ability to own our personal information. We are becoming our data, and in a world driven by behavioral economics, that data becomes currency. Let's dive deeper into how privacy is no longer just a right. It's something we purchase, and even then, it's becoming increasingly difficult to retain. This is the world where your digital identity becomes the new currency. This is where we transition from privacy being a protected value to a system of permission-based control, where companies and governments score us based on our behaviors, actions, and choices. The shift from data collection to behavioral control. We've all heard about data collection, how platforms like Facebook, Google, and Amazon gather information on what we buy, where we go, and what we do. But this isn't just about gathering information anymore. We're now living in a world where platforms don't just collect data. They control behavior using that data. The way it works is simple. The more data a platform collects, the more it understands who we are, how we behave, and what we want. It doesn't stop at just collecting our likes or search history. These platforms are now equipped with artificial intelligence that can predict our next moves. With that data, they can nudge us in specific directions, subtly guiding our choices in ways we may not even notice. This shift from data collection to behavioral control is the crux of what's happening in the digital world today. You're no longer just being advertised to. You're being guided, steered, and shaped based on your previous actions. It's not just about seeing ads for products you might like. It's about a feedback loop that influences the way you think, act, and even feel. As the systems get smarter, the implications grow larger. These platforms don't just score you based on what you've done. They use predictive algorithms to determine what you will do next. That's not just advertising, it's behavioral economics. It's using your data profile to make choices for you, deciding what you see, what you buy, and more troublingly, how you behave in the future. You don't own your data, you are your data. In the past, we believed we owned our own information. We could decide what we shared and with whom. But now, data ownership is becoming a fiction. When you agree to the terms of service on an app, a social media platform, or an online store, you're essentially signing away ownership of your data. Here's the cold truth. You no longer own your data. The platforms you interact with, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, Google, or even your local bank, own it. They store it, analyze it, and profit from it. And even more concerning, they sell it to third parties for advertising, research, and other purposes. This makes you the product. You're not the customer. You're the commodity being bought and sold. But here's where it gets even more troubling. You are your data. What I mean by that is this. Your digital identity is now constructed entirely from your data. Your likes, posts, searches, preferences, even your emotions, thanks to increasingly sophisticated emotion tracking algorithms. These define you. You're not just a person living in the physical world. You are a data point, a collection of behaviors, constantly analyzed, categorized, and optimized. In this new world, your worth isn't determined by your human qualities. It's determined by how much data you generate, how predictable you are, and how compliant you are to the system. And as this data-driven control expands, we start to lose what makes us uniquely human. We become data profiles, predictable patterns of behavior, shaped by algorithms. Platforms. Scoring you, not serving you. You might think that platforms are designed to serve you, to help you find products you want or connect with friends and family. And to some extent, they do that. But what these platforms are really doing, especially as they become more sophisticated, is scoring you. Platforms like Facebook, Amazon, and Google no longer just offer you services. They offer you access based on how valuable you are to them. If you're a loyal user, if you engage with their products and services consistently, you'll be rewarded with perks, features, and content that keeps you engaged. But if you stop engaging or make choices they don't like, you'll be penalized. Your feed will be less interesting, your experience will feel slower, or you'll see fewer recommendations. But it doesn't stop there. These platforms are also scoring you based on your data profile. Your actions are ranked, and your score dictates the level of service you receive, your access to features, and even your value to advertisers. It's a system of reward and punishment, designed to nudge your behavior and keep you firmly embedded within the platform's ecosystem. This scoring doesn't just exist in the digital world. It's expanding into the real world too. Financial institutions, healthcare providers, and even governments are starting to use social scores to determine how trustworthy you are. how eligible you are for loans, and how compliant you are with social norms. Behavioral economies. The new currency. This shift from privacy to permission is part of a larger, more dangerous trend: the rise of behavioral economies. In this new economy, your behavior is the currency. The more predictable and compliant you are, the more value you have. This shift is reshaping how we interact with the world around us. It's no longer about buying things. It's about selling your behavior to the highest bidder. In a world where behavioral economics governs the marketplace, data is the new gold. But it's not just about what you buy. It's about how you act, what you like, what you do, and who you know. It's about optimizing you into a model consumer who fits neatly into the system, a product that can be easily marketed to and manipulated. In this environment, you become more than just a consumer. You become a data generator, producing value for platforms, corporations, and governments. Your data footprint is your worth, and as it grows, so does your value to the system. This is the rise of behavioral economies. Economies where your worth is determined not by what you produce in the physical world, but by how you behave in the digital one. Privacy is permission, and obedience is currency. As the world becomes more connected, our right to privacy is increasingly replaced with permission. In order to access services, to participate in the economy, to even live in a smart city, you must agree to the terms of service. Your permissions become the new currency. And this isn't just about permission to use apps. It's about permission to live freely, to access resources, to move about the world. In a society driven by predictive algorithms, where compliance is rewarded and non-compliance is punished, obedience becomes the new currency. Your digital profile determines your access to services, to opportunities, and to social mobility. In a world where behavioral control is the norm, resistance is rebranded as risk. Speaking out, thinking differently, or deviating from the norm isn't just discouraged. It's penalized. In the world of smart cities, social credit systems, and predictive algorithms, compliance becomes your ticket to freedom, and non-compliance becomes the cost of a life dictated by the system. Hi, I am Adeline Atlas, 11 times published author, and SOS, School of Soul has a brand new series, the AI and Future Technology series. Look, you know the world is changing, and no, it's not going back to normal. Normal is over, and what's coming next is beyond anything we were prepared for. The School of Soul, AI and Future Technology series includes 319 videos on 1. The Download Society, How Data Has Replaced Destiny. 2. Predictive Future. Your next moves aren't random, they're forecasted. 3. Social Credit Systems. The behavioral economy now governs access. 4. Hive Mind. Synthetic telepathy and collective algorithmic control. 5. Nanobots inside you. Medical, military, and programmable intrusions. 6. Grief Tech. AI-fueled digital resurrection and simulated comfort. 7. Uploading your mind, consciousness transfer, and data-based identity. 8. Deep fakes plus AI clones, the replication of reality and identity theft. 9. Quantum humans, the merger of biology with quantum systems. 10. Digital afterlife, where your data goes when you die. 11. Resurrection science, reviving life through synthetic methods. 12. Immortal science, the end of death as we know it. 13. Longevity science, gene editing, anti-aging, and bio-upgrades. 14. Designer babies, engineered perfection before birth. 15. Artificial wombs, birth decoupled from the female body. 16. 3D printing, printing organs, limbs, and even humans. 17. The humanoid era, the rise of synthetic beings among us. 18. Legacy humans, the slow phase-out of unmodified analog people. 19. Smart cities, algorithmic environments that watch and decide. 20. Cloud-based societies, citizenship without borders or bodies. 21. Hackable humans, emotion, memory, and behavior under code. 22. Biometric scanning, your body is your password and your prison. 23. Sex tech, intimacy reprogrammed by machines. 24. Extinction of gender, fluidity, deletion, and design of identity. Every topic is fully explored with real-world technologies, patents, case studies, ethical analysis, and future forecasts. These aren't someday discussions. This is already happening. Join the SOS School of Soul Vault to overstand the future before it's implemented on you.